Welcome everyone to J-Wolf Tech Broadcast. Today what I have is a pretty special unboxing, at least for my eyes. This is going to be an older case, but it's a new theme that's kind of been going on with extreme gaming or any type of small form factor cases. And what we have here is the Bitfenix Prodigy. This it's a different design case. It is a mini ITX case, so it is a smaller form factor. It's not one of the smaller systems. If you want to compare it to, actually we might do this, compare it to, let's say, the Coolmaster Elite 120. It's not one of the smaller systems, but it is one of the best looking that I've actually seen. So I wanted to get one in. I might do an ITX build in this sometime. I am going to do a build guide on a mini ITX, and I'm actually going to do a kind of a budget and a higher end system. I'm not going to physically be building them, I'm going to go over some components, but for right now we're going to unbox this Bitfenix Prodigy, which is a small form factor case, and I'm really excited to actually see what it looks like. Okay, well, as I'm unboxing this, you can see it's got two super speed USB 3.0. It does implement something a little different here. Let me get something to actually cut this open with. It does implement a little bit different design here and how you actually use your front panel connectors. Sports graphics cards up to 240 millimeters. Oh, that's a 240 millimeter radiator. Sorry. Yeah, you can fit a Corsair H100 in this. No problem. I have seen it done. That's not something personally I am going to do, but you could build a pretty extreme all-in-one system in this. No problem. And what else does it have? Tool-free design. Just looking at a few of the things here. Flex cage, hard drive rack. Nothing big there. Bitfenix soft touch surface treatment. You're going to see what that looks like once we get into it. First thing you notice that when you open it up is you actually have a quick install guide. Just walks you through the installation process. You actually might want to pay attention to this because some of these ITX cases are a little more difficult to install than what a normal case would be. Not all of them follow the conventional wisdom. Some of them have the motherboard backwards. There's all kinds of different ways they've been going about it. All right, and as I can tell, I do have this up the wrong way. It's not as large. I thought it would be a little larger. It's not as large as I actually thought it would be. All right, get it here out of the case. All right, so we actually have this thing out. Let's take a look here at the right side. As you can see, there is some ventilation here. It's got a nice black design. This is all metal, as you can probably hear. And then these kind of have a rubberish plastic feel. They feel like good quality. They don't feel cheap, but they are kind of a rubberish feel. And they feel, well, they have a little bit of flex to them, but I don't see actually you being able to break them. Should be pretty easy to carry around. You can use it as handles. And let's check out the front here. You have your 5¼ inch drive bay right there. And then you have this nice, sleek kind of mesh. I'm assuming that it probably has a dust filter in it, but I believe this has a 200. Okay, looks like it might have a 120 millimeter fan here in the front. We'll have to see once we get it taken out of the get inside it and see what we got. I think you can put a bigger fan here if you would like. And then here on the actual other side of the case, you can see it has your I/O ports here. And what we have is your power, resets, headphone, microphone, and then two USB 3.0. That's nice to see on a smaller case like this. But again, all metal. It's got a nice build quality. And if we look up here at the top, you're going to see we have a little latch there, which I'm assuming is to take off this top mesh. It does have a dust filter here that looks like you can remove, spray it out. Either way, it's got a nice dust filter there. And then this is where you can actually mount a 240 millimeter radiator, like Corsair H100 would fit in here perfectly. I've seen many different designs where people have actually put those in there, no problem. And snap that back in. Oh, and then just press that over to lock it. So now let's look at the back here. Okay, what we got here is looks like a 120 millimeter fan, can mount a 140. No problem. And then you have your two PCI slots here. That's all you're going to need with the ITX motherboard. None of them have more than one slot, which most people would put a graphics card in. And then you got your power supply here at the bottom. This does handle a full power supply, a full length, full scale power supply. And then you got your motherboard cutout shield there. All right, and let's see if I can do this. It's got nice tools design. Excited about that. This case has come down in price. I believe you could probably get it for about 70 bucks right now. Okay, we want to be careful there. But as you can see here, it's got all your front panel connectors there. And then what looks like, oh, this is neat. I did not notice this before, but you can actually mount SSDs here. Looks like we can mount some SSDs right there. Does this come off? Yeah. Take the screws off. We can mount 2 SSDs right there, which is excellent. And actually, you could probably put some tape down there and mount another one. I really like to see this in smaller form factor cases. They just give a good overall feel of the design and what you can actually do with it. So now if we look over here on the side, let's go over some of the accessories that you get. Let's actually put these in my pocket, otherwise they're probably going to disappear. Alright, this just looks like all your screws that you're going to need to install about anything you want to in this case. And then, let's see what we got here. Alright, you can see you have plenty of spot for hard drive bays. I'd actually probably remove this, but it looks like you could probably fit a graphics card in there also, depending on the size, without removing that. But you have this hard drive cage you can remove. And if we look here at where the fan's positioned, it actually does have a 120 millimeter fan, but it looks like you could put 200 or 230 in there. It's got plenty of fan mounts, so you can mount about any fan that you actually want in there. No problem. Don't see an issue there. And then these are just your standard hard drive sleds. Just put the hard drives in there, and it just slides. So what we got right here is your hard drive sleds, and they will actually be installed on the other side, but we'll take those out there. And this will give you a nice look. Your motherboard would actually lay right there, here in that slot. All right, so now let's take a look, open up the other side here. This is a lot nicer case than what I actually thought it would be. The build quality on it is excellent, and they actually have some cool colors out with it right now. You can get, I believe, orange, red. They have all different kinds of colors out now, which is nice if you like different color cases. I went with the black mainly because it was cheapest. No mesh here. There's no mesh filtering there, but that's probably because this is where your graphics card is going to get most of its air from. You could actually just get your own mesh and install it there. Throw it in, no problem. Alright, so now for the inside of here on the right side. As you can see here, there's plenty of room for hard drives, whether you want an SSD. Honestly, personally, I would go with the SSD route. I would mount some SSDs there, and I would take that hard drive slot out. Maybe put one 2 terabyte, 3 terabyte drive down here. But it's got tools designed for your hard drive sleds. And it looks like you could install 5 right out of the gate, and they just slide in just like that. Extremely simple design here on installing hard drives. So you could actually use this for a server build also. I mean, you can install 5 drives in here. You could probably mount a few others somewhere else. No problem. And let's see if we can get a look in here. But this is where you would install your 5 1/4 inch drive right there. I actually probably wouldn't even put one in here. Well, I might put a Blu-ray player if I could find one cheap enough in there. And then on the bottom, you do have a removable dust filter here for your power supply. Nice. I really like to see that, even in these cheaper cases. I wouldn't call it cheap, especially for the factor, but like I said, 60, 70 bucks, anywhere between 60 and 80, you can get it for that price right now. Excellent case. I'm extremely happy with the build quality in it. The size isn't, I was expecting it to be a little bit bigger, but if you compare it here to the Cooler Master Elite 120, that's probably 2 of them, maybe 1.5. The Cooler Master Elite's a little longer, and it maybe looks like, they're probably about the same width, but that just gives you an example there of what it looks like compared to another case. So this has been my unboxing of the Bitfenix Prodigy. If you'd like to see any more unboxings, reviews, tech news, any other broadcasts, again, don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up. And I look forward to actually doing a build in this. I'm going to pick some components out on the high end and low end and actually throw them in here. Not personally, but visually we can visualize what they would look like in there. Again, thanks for watching and have a great day.